repurposed freighter drifts through space. As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh. Did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters.
Yeah, I was on an hour before everyone else, so it was like 14
I have the
for
right
me. It
tools
was like
for the
13
job.
for everyone else. So yeah, thanks. We'll figure out these damn sound issues, you know? It's just right. Bounces. Yeah. Different areas. Oh, okay. Alright, that's a good point. For me, we got to walk around the table and stuff, and that unless I get headless mics for everyone there. Yeah. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Is ageless. The dungeon imagined without end. The curious are the ones most courageous. The tree that endures.
Okay, that's good to know. All right.
From stillness, the mad mage is stirring.
Because Thursday night,
From countless
last
voices,
Thursday night's
the
game, we
castle
had no
takes
issues
shape.
whatsoever.
Zagged
No sound back,
grotesque,
and they all have
enduring.
headphones on.
Those unlucky
All the ladies had headphones
will
on.
never
Ah,
escape.
okay. Okay, all right. Awesome. Appreciate it. I know we'll have 2 guests on for a limited amount here, so there's a couple on from last night, so hey. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Right. Haha. Excellent. Hey, Amanda. What am I doing here? Oh, giveaway. Monster giveaways tonight too, everyone. So from Troll Lord that we did not do intentionally last night because we wanted to save some for tonight's follow-up. Yeah. Wow, Savage! I just realized 100. Holy jeez, man.
POV, I had 30 minutes
Holy
before my
jeez, that's
campaign group showed up, and I was
100
totally unprepared.
streak.
I grabbed my ready set
That's
encounter
insane.
box, and boom, everything I needed for an epic session.
Yeah, Lord
Adventure
Force, like,
hooks, map
170,
tiles,
still,
loot
that's cool.
tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter.
Whew.
POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up,
I know
and I
some
was
of you will
totally
say I'm bragging a little bit, but I'm
unprepared.
going to be sharing
I
some
grabbed my Ready
actual
Set Encounter box
stream
and
numbers
boom,
because
everything
I'm
I
pretty proud of
needed
what we
for an
did last
epic
night.
session.
So.
Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon
I'm
Encounter.
counting backwards.
If you're a
Phoebe, on
busy
some
dungeon
stuff,
master,
so.
get Ready Set Encounter live now on
Counting down to
Kickstarter.
retirement, real life retirement. There's too many channels to do a lot of streams for me, you know, the whole community and stuff. Like, missed your 4-game streak here. I'm like, what? Oh gosh. Hey, went out there, get a gold badge. I know Rob got one. They're doing Jay. Just curious. Gary Con. That's all good. All right.
I think the highest numbers I've had is like 80.
That's all right. It's
yeah,
all
it's
right.
good.
Yeah.
What I do is like watching paint dry, so it's so boring. That
you know, getting on the front page is not easy, as more and more, you know, they have more and more partners applying for it, and I hadn't been on
Sure.
since Gary Con the year before for the you know, we have all the people come in on that Wednesday night.
Is that something you have to apply for, and then they will look at it and
So
approve it case by case, so to speak?
Once you get on, you can only apply for it once a month, and once you get it, you can't apply for the next 3 months, 90 days.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's a way for them to keep it rotating, and
right. And there's certain time slots you can and can't do. It's all there's if you don't know, there's Twitch Discord. There's a Discord just for partners. Where they have they have these forums.
Yeah, and I can understand they probably have a lot of different genres, so they need to make sure that TTRPGs are represented but not overrepresented and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, they're never D&D streams on the front page ever that I see. It's a treat, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess that they need to make sure that their viewership get the front page is representative of whoever watches the stream, so to speak.
My mic's a little low. All right. How's now? Is it better? Better? How's my sound?
Sound good here, but I don't. Yeah.
Am I okay?
Let's see.
All right. Maybe I'm a little low. I'll put it closer to my mouth. Better. Yep. Okay. It's closer to my mouth now. I'm not messing around with sound after yesterday.
I was going to say you messed around so much yesterday that it was like,
sound. All right. So, you know, Chuck Controller, all the sponsors have stepped up, you know, so we had great giveaways. We had, and Cross, you'll get these. This is the set. They'll go. There's the Tower of Gygax dice. Haven't mailed that out because it was Sunday. There's no, I'll mail that out tomorrow. All the other stuff went out. Frog Guide, all their giveaways. I got them all out, sent to him as far as connections with Michael Z. And Phantom 49, Dennis, Phantom 491. Got your stuff over to Arduin for the 11 miniature set. Plus all of the other $10 gift certificates, with the exception of one person, which I'm trying to figure out how the name is spelled. I was hoping they'd hop on tonight, but if not, I have it in reserve. What am I doing here? I can't find, like, because both of the, there we go. I saw Myriad on. Oh, please tell me my Stream Deck shout outs aren't working.
Uh-oh. Can you reboot it or something?
No, not at this point. Shout outs all right. Shout outs aren't working. Isn't that great?
I have to live with it. Hang on a second. I probably don't need the lights yet, so I
hold
can.
on. Let me see if I can turn Cloudbot on. Of course it's something. But I didn't check ahead of time. It's my own fault. It's my own fault for not checking. But so I don't have shout outs. But the auto shout outs will work, so that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I can't shout anyone else out. Good. We'll see if it works eventually. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right. Yeah. So what a fun time. But we got here's what we got for tonight. Two real big gifts. Troll Lord. Let me show you. Boom. All right. So one winner will get a compilation. These are hardback books and PDF. Okay. Not reprints, they're books. So the entire Amazing Adventures set, all right, from Troll Lord. Or this is the one where I have actually writing in it. This is the Codex of Aird expansion bundle 2, and the Tarvine Belts here. That's where Altamira is in Aird. So you get all the add-ons from expansion bundle 2. All right, and that's PDF and hardback too, unless you're overseas or I don't know, or can or whatever. They're not, then you get PDFs only. That's per Chuck. You can argue with Chuck about that. And then there's a $50 gift certificate as well, and that's not just digital content. That's any content. So there's 2 major ones, and I got a whole bunch of 10s still. All right, so those are the things we have for you all tonight. So get in on exclamation point drawing. I did say, all right, books. Yep, absolutely. Books from Troll Lord. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm going to shout it out, but no, not going to. But my buttons work. Watch this. So I will do this on purpose. So my buttons on my Stream Deck work. It's a Cloudbot's not working. So some reason it's not. We all know that's, books are awesome. All right. So tonight we're going to go over like some campaign stuff. Anna's got some in the Shield Lands, so I figured that would be a good connection. But like, the purists, are any of those on? No, Samwise on, or anyone else? There's Mike. Yeah, but Mike doesn't care. Like Dale and stuff, bust my stones. Why do you need to put Fortress Ellendar in your campaign? Heresy. The answer is, I'm going to say it at an F word without the swear, because I freaking feel like it. Right? Because it's fun, because it's okay to use other sources, right? What's up, Keith? Yeah, stand up here. Touch, you got your 2? You won twice. You got 2 $10 ones. I'm sorry, you got 2. You didn't win any of the big ones, but you got 2. You came up twice on 10s. You're allowed to get multiple 10s. It's because we reset it 3 times. So yeah, good. So that's just one of the reasons. It's just every person's Greyhawk campaign. Every single one is different. So whether you decide to completely homebrew it, like Anna uses information and stuff, but doesn't use adventures. Right, Anna?
No, I don't. Exactly. I don't run them as intended. No.
Right. I run a mix.
But it's probably due to my sandboxy thing, so to speak. So,
it's true. It's true. But within a sandbox, you may be able to, an adventure may come across. You never know.
I go to the locations in adventures and I use the NPCs from adventures and stuff, but I don't use the encounters as written up. And usually these kind of funhouse, old school dungeons and stuff doesn't appeal to me.
Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, that I look at it this way, and the channel is a compilation of my campaign and what I've been doing since 1980.
Yeah.
Fill that in with having the honor of playing with so many different people now, whether it's at conventions like Savage or Justinius at GaryCon, you know, or putting together all these custom groups of other streamers and other personalities, or playing with Ed or Todd Stashwick or Luke or whoever it is. And I want to bring that out to everyone. And this Summer Adventures, it's a memory from like 1983 and here's a picture below when Tim ran it for me when I was playing Lord Gazumba. Well, he wasn't Lord, just Gazumba back then. So I wanted to bring out an adventure that I was like, man, I loved this when I was a kid. And it's always been on the map because that's the place where we had it, located in the Shield Lands. What's up, Rob? I can't shout you out. I'll try, but I don't think it's going to work. Well, no shout outs today. Yeah. Of course, I didn't pre-test that. That was dumb on my part. Yeah, so that's part of what we do. What I like to do here is and bring that out to the community to have them have fun with it. And it's been a blast. It's been and last night was the culmination of was the monster. I'll share this. Like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but remember, it's a community. We held unbelievable numbers after we came off the front page last night, which I was really excited about. So I'm aroused on an hour, 14 hours, 103,600 live views. Of that, 90,000 different unique viewers tuned in at one point or another.
That's cool.
I can't even. Right, yeah. So, there you go. Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. So it's a record, and the viewer average over the 14 hours was 557. So cool, Rob. Rob, I got to talk to you about scheduling coming up this week. So I'll get with you. I'll get with everyone. Thank you. So it was just a blast. We had a good time. Ed was funny. We'll talk
yes.
about. We'll talk about. I did a dirty trick. We'll talk about that later on. I really did something mean to Ed. I kind of Tiffany too. I think it was funny. Everyone laughed. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, but you did it to the right players, and that's something we need to talk about later, so to speak.
That's a real good point.
Meaning that's part of the art of being a good DM. You need to can anticipate well what the player can do something cool with, so to speak. And it's also different, meaning if you have experienced players who played for decades, it's a live stream. The performance is part of it. The players are aware of that performance is part of it.
Sure.
Or if you have your beginning players who just trying to get a grasp of the rules, you don't throw them complications like that, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't do that with a newer player.
That no, would be really mean that's part of being a good DM is to understand what the players can have fun with. That's the good art of being a DM, so to speak.
Yeah, and the opportunity presented itself with the way Gemma is. It presented itself. We'll talk about that because we're going to have Curtis is going to come on 7:15, and ShowMetheDice Man is going to come on at 7:30. So we'll have them talking about some experiences from the game. And if someone else pops on, so be it from the game. All right. So, if you don't know my Shield Lands, it's post-war. Okay, and well, let's go back. Let's go back here. Before From the Ashes ever got instituted in my game, the Free City of Greyhawk box set talks about the Horn Society overtaking the Shield Lands, and there's a lot of confusion. I'm confused. Like, what is this? It was very confusing. So what we decided to do, and this is before I had even seen that From the Ashes and what they were going to do. Fortress Ellendar exists here as a deterrent to the Bandit Kingdoms, and it was easy to make Red Hands as another one from because of where it was positioned. So we had a big years ago. We had a big defense with a bunch of Bandit Kingdoms armies coming. And that was part of All right, so Curtis is running about 5 minutes late. It's not a problem. It's but no problem down that. And that's where it always was. And then we kind of left it there for the right time. And then so this was the right time. Last year around Balchard's Beacon, and Balchard's Beacon did not have a lot to do with what was going on in the campaign, but I wanted to run a 24-hour and a stream because the previous year I did the Hateful War scenarios. And we ran a full 24 hours. It was actually 25, Tim and I was effed up after that.
I remember logging into you when you've been running it for 16 hours in the morning.
Yeah,
you were tired. Yeah.
Yeah. So we played 3 different adventures with 3 entire different group of players.
Yeah.
I had like 22 people I had to put together. It was Herculean and it was too much. Hey, Solid. It was way too much. But that one was on the front page, but it was on the front page from Friday night. We started Friday night through the middle of the night, which is weird. So, and then and then we ran another 16 hours where it wasn't. So, but for 2 of the games, I had a lot of people playing those games. So last year I did Balchard's Beacon, but it really didn't have a tie into the campaign. I made this adventure a tie into this campaign, right? So, and that was the whole point of, I keep on going to shout out, like, here's what's going on with the,
how much of your campaign have been set in the Shield Lands? Because it's one of these things that is far away from Altamira and your core area, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when Mark was here in person before we moved to Ohio, okay.
Yeah.
We had a lot of, let's see, let me think. The Legion is here. The Keep group is here. So there's 2 adventuring groups that are here permanently.
Okay.
All right. So, and if we look at this map now, Anna's maps. This is Anna's map customized for me. You have the areas that are free run from Warmark. This is Anna ad Concept Mansions and Adventure in Dungeon. Here's Warmark. That is the keep of the Legion. This is on the border with the Free Reavers lands, which Anna expanded for me.
I expanded them on my camp map too because I thought it was cool.
Yeah. At the Sorley, thank you. Let me see if I can actually. I can't shout you out, unfortunately. Hey, I hope you had a great stream. Let me just do this. At least 4 giveaways tonight, everyone. And some big ones, some real big ones. 2 monsters. The first 2 winners will get something big. The entire book compilation from Trollord and with a choice of 2 different compilations and a $50 gift certificate. So running down this here, down West Keep, Crit Wall. Here's the Shield Reclaimed from Bastion of Faith. Running this way, South Keep, running up to Axport. It's almost like a crescent moon. And then running straight up here. Drake Estate, Durgam's Folly. That's another adventure. Mike Merles wrote that. That's an adventure from Necromancer Games. Pursuer's Lodge is Eric's home base. That's Blade and Whistler. Sorry, that was from the 90s. Punish me. All the way up here to Walrus Crossing and Homer's Hold. So it's like a middle finger of control and currently in the Shield Lands. Running back down. Axport's free. Yeah. So there you go. But you have a lot of areas that are just Ringland's still there, just sitting there, and Anna's is much more active. Marco's character, David Gradavis II, his Gradavis estate is destroyed out here. It got destroyed during the from the ashes. That's what we did, and the adventure from Treasures of Greyhawk, which is oh gosh, it's the name of the sword. And the name of the paladin, the old paladin female, she goes to this place, and it almost is like the lake with the mist on it. Oh my God, I can't remember the name. She imbues her essence into a holy to create a holy avenger weapon, and that is right there at the Gradavis estate, and that's in Treasures of Greyhawk. All right, so we ran that a couple of years ago. I ran that live, and then Fortress Ellendar has been here forever for us. So that's it, Anna. I mean, it's a little different than yours, but every campaign's different. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know, you have a lot less, I think, in control. You may have it out like here, right? Lumped out.
Oh yeah, I just have from Crit Wall and probably about 20 miles or so.
Right.
Yeah, so it's Quitwall a little bit north and a bit more south, and Scragholm Isle and Walworth Isle is still in the, but it's now slowly expanding, so to speak.
Yeah, you have it like pulsing out. Yeah,
well, yeah, it's like a big, the no man's land is kind of expanding.
BB.
Yeah,
Crossing into Steel. That's the adventure. Crossing into Steel and Treasures. Now the Face of Xenos is the one she's going to go destroy. We haven't run that yet. Tom's character, Pelennor the Golden, has Asanther, I think her name is. That's the sword he has now, and he's a paladin. So we run that up, and so these locations, like this used to be called East Fork. So I'm gonna change that. It's Radiant Fork because all these.
I like Radiant Fork a lot.
All these.
I like Walworth Crossings. Really, I really like that.
That was like our third live stream ever on that adventure. That's how.
But it's so cool when you came up, because that is a name that ties into the story of the setting. And Radiant Fork too. East Fork is not bad by any means. East Fork works well, but Radiant Fork is also a great name. So
I appreciate that. But the Fultians
and Holmer's Hold is great.
Yes, Holmer's Hold too, and that's the place. So Holmer's Hold is, if you don't know, with all those people dead, and then the Crook of Rao gets used. If this is a little history, and all the demons get banished for the most part. There's just swaths of empty land. Because there's not, a lot of Shieldlanders are slaughtered, right, or taken off somewhere, you know. So all these Theocracy of the Pale people are moving in, all the Fultians. So I was like throwing in the third wrench.
So why are they coming there? The Theocracy folks.
Fertile land. It's warmer.
Gotcha.
It's much warmer here than it is in the Theocracy, right? Much warmer than the Theocracy of the Pale.
It's a little bit warmer, at least. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's cold. It's lower and yeah.
Right. The land's very fertile here. Plus, the land's open, just sitting there. And if you want to be out and you know, as a pilgrim of Foltis, hey, I'm going to go out and preach. Plus, plus, one thing about the people from the Pale, they're very sound militarily, right? They have
they're well organized.
Well organized, yes.
Yeah.
So that's why it's Radiant Fork now instead of East Fork. It's controlled by Fultians. Homer's Hold is half Fultians, half Shieldlanders. I ran an adventure up there where the town's a mess because they can't get along. Yeah. So, and that's what we got. Drake Estate, that was an adventure. A lot of these are adventures that we did. I'm going to say right now, we did some 8 years ago when we were streaming. Yeah. Like the Pale is very, yeah, Rob. Well, yeah. So we had fun with it, but I've stuck on Altamira with a lot of my new adventuring groups lately. So we went to Fortress Ellendar. Here it is, right? So I was talking to a gentleman who he watched, the Arduin gentleman introduced me to him. We were going back and forth, and he's like an old school Arduin purist, and he knows a lot. And he was kind of surprised that I was running this in 1E2E. He's like, well, why aren't you running it in its original system? You know, I'm like, I don't want to run it in its original system. I want to run it my system, right? That's the thing, you can adapt. And then he had a lot of Arduin stuff and all. And I'm like, sometimes I have to explain to people, give me an adventure. I don't care what system it is. I don't care if it's from Judges Guild. I don't care if it's from Troller Games. I don't care if it was a 5th edition adventure like Xanthoria that I ran, right? I'm going to convert it back to my edition 1E2E. Yep. Wow. I've never had Sri Lankan food, Amanda. That's interesting. But I don't think on my diet now, you know, I'd try it. So, yeah, Anna, so that's where it is. I know you don't have a Fortress Ellendar in your campaign, but it doesn't matter.
But
it's fine.
Yeah.
It works. It works for my campaign. So if you don't know the story.
Yeah, what's the story of Fortress Ellendar?
So the Red Hand, right, and that's Zeech, right, is still trying to take over more swaths of the Shieldlands. Correct? Anna? He's always up to something. Zeech is always up to something.
Well, it's kind of, he wants to see what, every ruler of that type always wants to expand.
Exactly.
Because they probably see the surroundings either as a possibility or a threat. And both of them needs to be dealt with with active measures, to use a
Right.
horrible term from the Soviet Union. Yeah.
And with that, gave me the perfect opportunity. I'm like, oh, I'll just make the bad guy in this, Lord Gaylor, which is Gaoler, a lieutenant or sub-general or whatever of Tzeentch. And he's taken over this keep from Tancred, and there's a lot of story behind it. Because we've always had in my game, Fortress Ellendar's always existed here in the Shield Lands for us, right? It's always been here. So that's easy. And this is by the way, my photocopy from it. Right. So Tzeentch was the bad guy. In fact, Tzeentch talks in this adventure in the one room that they went in, the room with the purple mist in there. And he's like, they didn't realize they're talking to him, which is funny. Then the whole room blew up. It was kind of like almost like having a Palantir room. Right. Yeah, absolutely. So that worked. So what happened was Fortress Elendar got taken over by this Lord Gaylor and expanded on, but Tancred, with his wizard named Sparrowflight, has a way to get it back. And so that's where the characters come in. Characters need to go in, and as crazy as it sounds, they need to release the demon prince, the demon lord that is imprisoned at the bottom of the keep.
Okay.
That's what they have to do.
So what's the story behind that demon prince in the bottom of the...
So the story goes that
because this sounds like, wow, that's a story. Must be a story behind there.
Yes. So here, I'll read this part. This is actually from the adventure, Anna.
All
right.
Yeah.
So it goes, this is Tancred talking to the groups. And by the way, it was at the Sweaty Waif in Axport. There you go. I made up another crazy name for an inn. So he says to you, my wife and I were young when the demon prince first came to Ellendar. This is Tancred. Okay. I welcomed a demon who was disguised as a human into the fortress, thinking he was a wayward traveler. Kind of like what happens with a werewolf or vampires all the time in lore, right? I asked him to stay until he was refreshed and ready to travel once more. One by one, my servants and then the members of the household disappeared. It wasn't until I saw the demon in its true form gnawing on the bones of my still living wife. That's a pretty gross visual right there, right? Still living wife. That I knew how the others met their demise. If it wasn't for the aid of Sparrowflight, which Sparrowflight you never see in the adventure, by the way, a wizard of no mean ability, and I and the rest of my household would have been horribly lost. So he couldn't banish it, but he figured out a way to entrap it in the base of Fortress Ellendar. And so that demon is there to this day. Well, yeah. So what they have to do is Tancred's going to do a feint attack on the keep, pull all of Lord Gaylor's troops out, continue east. They all go, and then whatever's left, the party's got to go in, take out a lot of stuff, loot a lot of stuff for all these I told you some crazy unique items. There you go, Tarva. You're gonna want Tarva. I got to get you I owe it to you, so I'm just gonna say hi here. Hold on, just so I have it locked up, so I have the right spelling. I still owe you a 10 Argus certificate. There you go. That's why I just said hi to you in the thing. You're the only one I didn't give one out to yesterday that won, because I didn't know if there was a one or, on it. So you need to go into the keep, and there's multiple levels, and you need to figure out this spell of Sparrowflight, which is, here's the spell. It's a riddle. So remember, this is written in 1979. So Jason Nelson, who's Alpha, right, Anna?
Yeah.
The gentleman who I talked to from Arduin had a page connection to Jeffrey C. Dillo, who wrote this, and it looks like he only lives in Princeton, New Jersey. So I may be able to get him on if he's still around. His last post was in 2015. So here's the spell, and then they did certain things at certain times. Figured out there's a tree there which is very powerful and ancient, and they figured out that there's a ceremony to release the demon, and then there's they can put a pentangle up on the roof to protect themselves from the demon. So yeah, that was cool. It was neat. And that's where that all comes from, the spell of Sparrowflight, and that was fun. That was good, and they figured it out. Speaking of the Demonico Veins who run Silver's the tree, the tree was one of those trees, it awakened. It told them what to do. They had to take, instead of 6 of its branches, which it says here, you actually need to take 12. And then cast this. There's a spell you need to cast. They had to figure out who was going to be the last one down there, casting a spell, throwing the powder, the crushed powder of 6 of the branches on the doors down there, and then release the demon and get all the way up to the top tower into that pentangle, and then they're supposed to be rescued. Jem was just running around the castle and stealing food from the kitchen. Yeah, yes, while you were, all right, yes, while I'm going to show the picture, because friends matter. So Tiffany had to barge out for the leave for the middle, going because she had a Ren Fair commitment with all her friends. There you go, nice picture, Tiffany. It's good. All right,
Cool.
let me see. Let me see if the shoutouts are working yet. Nope, shoutouts aren't working now. I apologize. So there you go. All right, but she came back. Yeah, so it was fun. It was fun, and so Gemma cast the final spell. And then, and then it went up, and that's when it went a little off, because I'll bring up this picture, and there's a lot of, hey, Quantum, there's a lot of fighting in between. There's all that there was 50 hobgoblins. There's these things called Pennoi, which they're like humans that are made in these vats. So it's some kind of ancient magic with a super powerful archer. The archer is the most deadly thing besides Afreg, the demon prince, who's on the level of like Demogorgon or Orcasana. So you can't defeat him. So the archer was the most deadly out of anyone. So they took care. Actually, Tim's character Fang took care of him. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Here comes our first guest tonight.
Awesome.
Here he comes. So yeah. What's up there, Curtis /
Hey, what's up?
Gabbin?
Hi, Anna.
Hello. Hello.
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Just-
I had a good game. Thank you for all the cool stuff yesterday. Yep.
For some reason, this one felt longer than last year. Am I losing my energy? Is that a difference a year
You're a
makes?
year old. Yeah, exactly. You're a year older. Yeah. We all are.
I think a lot of it had to do with just the tension was up early on this one, right?
Yeah.
And then going through all the rooms is a slog a bit, right? Little mini fights in there. There's nothing major. It's kind of like Tharisden.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It was very reminiscent of Tharisden when we played that.
Yeah.
And about the same amount of time, if you think about it. It was.
Yeah, because we did that in 3
sessions.
It was,
about 12 hours, 3-4 hour sessions. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was for whatever reason, this one felt like it was draining, especially after that first initial battle. That thing was brutal.
It was, and that Pennoi archer, if it was not taken care of, hey Amanda, if it was not taken care of, would have killed everyone.
Hello.
Because that guy's, and I toned him down from what I had him statted up at.
Yeah, and that's those, and the thing too was for us. I mean, it's not like we played every single module or everything that's ever been published, but you play D&D for 40 years, you get a sense of what things are. No idea what the Pennoi were. So that was that was the big, it was a big surprise because, and with their selection of magical arrows, they were just brutalizing the party. So, and I went in with that common thought, like, listen, we ain't getting a rest. This is going to go on all day. I hadn't used any of my buff spells or anything starting.
Yes.
And I'm like, damn, Jay got me on this. And then we worked from there. And then, we did the best of what we could. But we collectively really, I think, complemented each other's capabilities and got through it. I really did think, though, that I'm like, you got to be kidding. We're surrounded by demons. And there's all of us at the end of a day, all diminished, all beat up, magic a lot gone, and we figured it out. And I was surprised because I was surprising myself. The Tower Gygax dice were doing really well for me toward the end because
Yep.
With those selection of spells, it was able to get through. That's just the game mechanics alone, but the storyline was pretty crazy. That was something that was very out of the blue for us, but that concept, it was reminiscent of Therisden, but the concept was crazy. So I knew it was going to get weird. The more we got into it,
and it got weird. It is a unique storyline. Yes, release a demon who's as powerful as Orcus or Demogorgon into a tower, and then protect yourselves in the very end. And we almost lost a character permanently, Tiffany.
I did not see that coming, and that's also too after being on. That's one of those fatigue things too. We didn't really think that. I honestly didn't think that would come. I was not looking for that. And so we're like, all right, we're ready to go. Exfil, boom, shit.
Yeah, because Farah's pretty. I'm generally cautious. Farah's generally cautious. That was definitely okay. It's over. We're done. Right? We did all the things. Cool. Dragons. Yeah. Sure. Let's climb on.
Well, yeah. So the deal is with that, and one of the things that early on Tancred tells them, do not teleport in or out. Even though he's imprisoned, when you teleport in, that demon can pluck you from that teleport and you're gone forever. So they said, do not teleport in or out. So it was like physical climbing or whatever. You got to be really careful. So that was 2, no invisibility. Hiding in shadows works, but invisibility doesn't work anywhere within like miles of that keep. It's like some ancient magic.
I did not catch that. I thought it was inside the keep. I'm like, I was putting one and one together with the teleportation issues and all those other things. And then I'm like, shit, now it's going to be even tougher. So yeah, that was a whirlwind.
It was.
I mean, fuck, we got through it. I mean, by hook or by crook, but that was tough. That was a tough module. One of the toughest adventures I've been through.
Good.
Farah regrets not doing something to actively destroy the vats that the Pinoy were coming from, because she does not think that those things need to exist. Because anything with that much innate magic resistance, no.
Yes.
So, listen, it's the fact that I wasn't the only caster, but I was one of the only ones there until Ravalantar, who had a reduction resistance. And like, I've got a decent reduction resistance, but when you told Aaron that he legitimately had 1% chance to get a spell off at these guys, I'm like, oh my god.
Well, yeah, at 8th level, he's 8th, so that adds 15%. So just so you know, the Pinoy Archer's magic resistance, where the hell is it on here, is 90%. The Pinoy Archer and the Swordsman are 90. Blue Guard's 35, Red Guard's 30, and the Green Archer's 25, so that's manageable. But those two, the two main Pinoy, is insane, right? Along with the demons you fought at the end here, which have all 60% or more, right? So, real high. And that's a part of the game that's like, what do I do? But this is a trap at the end, which one person fell for it. Tiffany.
You know what? Brett and I were ready to start loading people on, in all fairness. And Jeff said, made us halt. And we go, wait, what? What are you talking about? And then Gemma being Gemma, that's why, she should have her cousins around far more often.
Just having fun. Just having some fun. So, like, the thing, yes. The thing is with this, and I'm showing the picture here, but before that, Anna, here, you'll love this.
Yeah.
They also had a bombard, which I know is off of your, but this is the high fantasy game has some technology. Yes, and it was
bombard. Yeah.
Yes, it was shooting explosive rounds at them. Yes,
there you go.
Bombard. Yeah, that was fun. And
it's good that you call it.
I gambled on.
Yeah, you did.
I gambled on that, going, if I could hit it with the lightning, maybe it's conductive, maybe something happens, we can take it out. Or at least make it malfunction. I didn't necessarily think it was going to explode or do whatever.
Well, you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
It can only be used twice per day, and if it's used beyond that, there's a chance it's going to go. It's not going to work.
Oh, got it.
So they went for a third shot, and boom. So, but I said, you did it.
Right? Hey, whatever works, man.
Whatever works. That's it, man.
Maybe something would work doing that. I wanted to take out the operators, but maybe make it malfunction as well.
Yeah, just like towards the end when you made Aaron do a poison save for a salve that apparently didn't actually have a poison save. No. So we're all sitting here like we're all
paranoid to use
a foot in the grave, and we're like, I don't think a 50% chance of actually dying is worth maybe surviving right now.
See, that's where the J mind games came into play. You didn't need to. What are your favorite? That's a good question. I have my own favorite members of the Knights of Holy Shielding, because all the rest of them are dead. Right? I got a couple. One second here. What am I looking for? Where's my mind games emote? There it is. So I sometimes will make people make saving throws when they don't have to. Right? So something that this thing healed 100% these salves. You didn't have to. There was something else I made someone making a roll for, and I was just kidding.
Yeah, it was me.
Save versus death magic. Yeah.
Yeah, you made me make a save versus death magic.
I laughed. I'll be honest. I thought it was funny.
For picking up a brooch that you already said we had a very good idea was going to be good for either me or Ravalantar.
Right, dependent on thought.
And it didn't seem like it was going to be a bad thing, so I was very cautious, and I picked it up with a cloth, so I wasn't touching it directly. You're like, all right, make a save versus death magic. I'm like,
well, you can also what was important about that is you can make a hat, a brooch, pterodactyl. Movie quote.
Yes, airplane. I used that too yesterday.
He did use it. Yeah.
The in-game world, one thing is the word's going to get out about the Pinoy, because nobody's dealt with this. As a ranger, my network's going to know. Brett's specially pre-up. Brett's got a family function tonight, so he won't be able to make it.
It's all good.
That the Church of Ilmater will know. All the different players,
both
with PC and the entities, that word's going to get out. So that's the intelligence side of the game mechanic, because nobody is as far and as wide as that's going to go is like, this was going on inside this fortress. They hopefully won't get surprised by them again, or at least we'll know moving in that, hey, you got to worry about that.
The connection and this is why I wanted to play this too. I knew Brett had his Ilmater priest. Mark's the one who uses Ilmater in my game, and he's in Ohio now. But he has Railstone Gradavis, David Gradavis, this whole family. They're Ilmater worshippers, and they're in, they're Shield Landers originally, and they're from that estate that's been destroyed, not far northeast of Ringland. And I knew that was the perfect connection. Plus, back then, when we had the war with the forces of the
just 1 second, because my food just got here.
Go for it. The forces of the Bandit Kingdoms, David and Railstone were fighting troops in front of Fortress Ellendar against them, and that was my notes specifically mention Ilmater plenty of times. Like, this is an easy connection now. Makes it easy, and that's the thing with a campaign. So like you look for something, and you look for something in common. Now Gemma had Ashley, who's David's wife, is a Winchester. So there you go. That was a connection right there too. So I had all these connections already. It was easy. It was easy for me, and that's a lot of. God, I'm gonna sound arrogant. That is what happens when you build a campaign over years and years and years, and you have all these webs all over the place, and it's easy to give the characters a reason for being there, and that was perfect. And look, he got
a fan of that, because we played so much Forgotten Realms too. Yep. We've bookended a lot. I mean, we still do, but we've bookended kind of our gaming lives D&D wise with Greyhawk. We started Greyhawk, spent a ton of time in Forgotten Realms, and came back to Greyhawk. He's always loved that deity in terms of the capabilities, and then I've always loved I never thought I'd play a Ranger Magic user mix. That is,
and it's first in mind. Yeah.
the more I
It's
thought
a
about it,
cool
the more
one.
it made sense
Yep.
to me. Oh, it's great. So all these things fit into place in playing these characters too. So with between this, playing in this campaign world and those characters. And I will add this too, Jay. I think I've tested out at least the spells that you gave me access to. I think I've put them in gameplay at least once. And then obviously some more than once, multiple times.
Right.
And they've really worked out. Really worked out. So
that's
at
great
some
to
point
hear. So
it's going to be one of those things at some point when you want, like, okay, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? We at least have the gameplay experience to be able to go back to and say, yeah, this was good, or this, maybe we tweak this at some point, right? If you want to do that.
Good. That's perfect.
So yeah, it's just a fun character to play. I really dig on it. I do not shoot into combat though. I do not shoot into melee combat. Somebody.
Anna, here's the best shooting into melee combat.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's trying to figure out what to do with his gnome illusionist in that end fight with these demons. Like, what the hell do I do with them? I'm an illusionist. So he tries these hypnosis things, which kind of semi-worked, but he still has one Whisper's deadly darts. Credit Amanda for getting into the campaign and getting it approved. Fang is fighting the Type 3 demon, right? The Glabrezu. And in front. And he shoots the Whisper's deadly darts in melee combat. I'm like, okay. He misses on like 8 of them. 8 of the 14 darts miss. So he has to roll for 8 of them. 7 of them hit Fang in the ass. It was awesome. And it was like it was a multiple hit, and one of them was a crit. So yeah, it was awesome. That was the ultimate as far as shooting into melee combat and hitting someone 7 times. What's the version of precise shot feat? I have like there's certain things. It's not necessarily a feat, but Amanda's character Aurelia has one, right? Amanda, she has.
Yeah, she has
steady aim.
Precise. No. As far as what I've got defensive training and then precise strike for my longsword.
What's the ability you have? Because it's on an item for your bow, your target tier bow, right?
Called shot.
You get a called shot. She gets a called shot,
which is +2 to hit,
+2 to
and
hit keen once per day. Yeah, so she gets the called shot.
Yeah. Patrick, Ancient Gamer, in our every other week campaign in Castles and Crusades with Dale, he has a particular ability in that game system where he can shoot into combat and not. It's like, I don't think he even has a chance of hitting.
That's a third edition. That's a third edition feat, actually.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it probably was adapted into that. I can't remember which one it is.
See, I don't like those get out of jail free cards like that, man. I don't. That's why I hate spell sculpting. I mean, if you're gonna blast away, and you hit your friends, you hit your friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't do it, and I think I refer to it as lunacy. Only so I was trying to get a rise out of Anna during the game.
But you're not going to get a rise out of Anna.
That was fun.
Anna will shoot in melee combat even if it's not a dire situation.
Just for fun sometimes.
So
I mean, Aurelia shoots into melee combat, but she also has like a +8 to hit most of the times.
It's higher now that you went up. All your pluses
I know.
to hit went up.
I know. I can't wait to get her new character sheet when that comes out.
3 hours per round at 7th. It's insane. So I know, Curtis, you got to roll shortly. Any other specific things that happened that were momentous?
You know what? Well, I had flashbacks to Therisden was the one thing I did. Playing a character like Garrett Coldwell versus Fritz is a completely different dynamic.
Oh yeah.
But I will say, and part and parcel of this, and then the collection of games we've been able to play, the spell selection, I've been able to play with it a little bit in terms of tactically. Yesterday, I had some things that I just hadn't spent on because I was really thrown off guard. I'll say that. overall, I was really thrown off guard, and I was on my guard coming into this game. So well done, Jay.
You guys have guys. This is why I love this kind of game, because you kind of hear things about Tharizdun or Showcant or whatever adventure that's a legend, but when it's a third party off brand like this, no one knows about it, and it's almost impossible to find a copy even in PDF anywhere. So I wasn't worried about anyone knowing about it, and that was the cool thing. I knew you're going to go in with a completely new experience. So I appreciate that, man. Thanks. I mean, that was the part.
I also, as a Magic,
I was going to say two real quick things. One,
hey, Bill,
the tensor spells are kick ass.
Oh yeah,
and you can use those. And if you use those to effect to stack, that saved my bacon yesterday. It absolutely did, being able to do as much damage like that, especially toward the end. But I will say this, and it literally, it's just what comes to mind is when we went into the room and it was the molding clay, and I said, I wonder if they shape things and somehow that comes, because I'm thinking Gollum. I'm thinking.
I know.
I think we all thought Gollum.
So something like that, but that was the first thing I thought of, was really kind of a bag of tricks mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Brett and I have been laughing about a bag of tricks literally 40 years because it's funny enough, I had a ranger with it. And you roll, you pull something out, and I pulled out a giant stag one time that was just running around a room and with a bunch of orcs. And it was just funnier than hell. I mean, we've laughed about it since 1986. But that was the first thing, and you're like, have you read this module? Like, no, that was just the first thing that popped into my head, only because the essence of that place was full of arcane energy, dark energy. Like Lopan says, black magic, the blackest magic.
So that ring, I'm so glad no one touched it, because that ring is game changing. The Ring of Black Death. I mean, there was some magic on it. Like, first off, Tim taking that freaking sword was hysterical, right? I mean, that was funny.
And it couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Yeah,
Let me just say that.
Exactly. That was hysterical. But that ring, where you just point at someone and you kill them outright, but it drains a level. Now, who wants that in the game? You know what I mean? So I'm glad that one did. I could have just taken it out, but I wanted to see everyone's look at that one.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Gemma, you'd be like first level for the rest of your life, because you'd be like, I can't even imagine. Yeah. The chicken sword, and he renamed it and all, but he's got to hypnotize his sword to use it. Yes, Tim. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tim on a roll there. By the way, if you didn't see, Tim was drinking when he first got there.
Yeah.
He was drinking Carlsbad, 16 ounces. And I'm like, what are you doing? So that's why he was getting ready.
So everyone, his real intelligence point was going down.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time it was 3 hours in, he was, swinging away with the chicken.
The one thing I was surprised is you didn't cast Tensor's Tensor Steady Aim outside early on. That's the one I.
You know what?
Yeah.
I thought about it, and I look at, because for me and maybe it's the mechanic. I'm like, this is going to go all day.
Right, but no
Tensor
rest,
Steady Aim. I'm looking at when should I start the clock?
Right.
Yeah. And that's what it was. I was like, you know what? Do I get through an initial skirmish? Do I get to a second battle, third battle? Those are all those tactical decisions. That why I didn't do it is because I was rolling the dice figuratively there and trying to play the probabilities that there's going to be a different skirmish here. Yeah. And then I was just making action. Like, I needed to move. I needed to get the branches. And then there was a lot of actions I took that weren't combat related, right? And I didn't at the time, like, do I spend an action round to cast the spell now versus go do something that the party needed? It was controlled chaos.
Yeah, you got tied up in what you had to do, because that archer, that archer was alive, it could have been outright death. I mean, you got lucky.
It was just going to rain down on us. It was like, and everything we did, it was like we're running into getting punched in the face over and over. I'm like, oh my God. So you had us on our heels, and I was trying to make those game time decisions. Like, but when we get in, what's waiting for us inside? What's waiting for us downstairs? What's waiting for upstairs? So I'll
Yeah,
say
I
that
still had both of my 4th level spells.
Yeah.
I didn't use them.
Jay, in the end, I will say you had us on our back leg, on our back. We were on our heels, and that's a testament to the game and the way you ran it.
I appreciate that, and that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted a challenge. I wanted something different, completely different, and I knew it was going to run at 12. 12 was I thought 12 was the least, up to 15, and it fit right in there. So I'm very happy with. Like I said, we records galore on the viewership, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, did you talk about that at all, or go over anything?
I went
like
over
that?
a little bit. Yeah, I went over
Yeah.
a little bit one more time.
Okay.
103,600 views, but 90,000. Sorry, but 90,000 unique viewers. That is insane. 90,000 unique viewers. That's crazy.
Yes. 2 last points, and then I'll bolt.
Yeah, man.
1,
557.
oh, Gemma. That's kind of my comment. That's all I say anymore is, oh, Gemma. She brings a dynamic. Oh, Gemma. And her Coldwell cousins just sit there and shake our heads.
Yeah.
But in the end, there was one missed opportunity yesterday, and we couldn't have. How would I say? We couldn't have predicted this. With those numbers, the world really did need Fritz, probably. But I'll just say maybe at another time. Could have scared a lot of people off. So.
Yes, there'll be other opportunities for high level stuff.
I'm joking.
I know.
Oh,
It was a blast. I know you got to go, man. I appreciate you hopping on. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
Curtis. Thanks, man. Thanks for the input.
Bye.
Changing
Anna.
of
Talk to you
guard.
later.
Yeah.
Yep.
In and
See ya,
out.
everybody.
Take care, Curtis.
All right, so you got Amanda Near and Mysterious Tim. Real quick thing. So, when the Prometheus clay was first used a long time ago, and Walt's character got it, I didn't say what he could use it for. I said certain size. He started making a room for axes with it, and I'm like, I gotta stop this. You know what that thing is? It's like 4 feet. It's small, and it's 800 pounds.
It's a foot and a half long, 8 legs, like a badger, and 800 pounds.
And it does like 4 to 24 in a bite, and all the claws do. It's crazy. I'm like, no, naturally occurring creatures up to black bear. Because once again, my guys, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So, right, Tim?
That can happen sometimes if you don't give proper guidance.
It's my fault, Tiffany, of course. So before we ask some more questions here, let's just tell what happened up top here. So the dragons fly in, and they don't know what the relief is. I never said what the relief force was. 3 dragons come in, and they can hear a frag the demon prince. Remember, there's still people. It didn't matter if you were good or bad. If there were some captives still left that they missed, which there probably were and all, he's killing everyone inside the keep. Oh, well, that's just the way it goes, right? But if this is the pentangle up top, I had the top of the tower. I couldn't do it on top of the actual building. It's not enough room. So Gemma goes to sit on one of the dragons, steps right off of it, and out from under the stone comes the demon prince's hand and grabs her leg and is about to pull her down. And Aaron grabs her and saves her. I make her make a death magic save.
Which is a very nice. You're nicer than that was nice.
Because what does it say in the description, Tim?
As soon as you step out, you're teleported right to the demon prince.
Well, she did still have 1 foot in, which is probably the only saving grace there. Because if you've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you haven't entirely left the protection field.
Yeah. So that's the funny thing too. I'm gonna let Myriad's character, because I make dire beavers just to drive Josh pop crazy, because his character, Carl Spackler Leaf always talks about dire beavers. So, but yes, so she got saved, pulled back in, boom, and then the 3 demons were there, and I'm showing this. These are notes from the 80s, right? That I kept because I'm insane, right? But if you see here, that says a frag, the demon prince is the very last one. And it says, Tim said something else. Treat as a demon lord, no chance for survival. I don't even have him statted. There's no point, so.
And then what did I say it should be? Yesterday I said
just no.
No, I said it should be like game over.
Game over. That's right.
Game over.
That's it. So we had fun with it. So all right, Amanda, give us a highlight.
Oh, a highlight?
Oh yeah, something that you remember.
There was
like, oh my
so
gosh.
much. That's the thing. There's so much. Like how do you choose? Like, first, like, so I firmly believe that the only reason Gemma managed to survive was because she wasn't there for most of the adventure.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Because I love Gemma, but Gemma does not have any sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, yeah.
And so while Aurelia can act as self-preservation for Gemma, Farah doesn't know who this is.
Right.
And most of these other people are like, let's you know, we're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So her right from the rip, and like obviously knowing that her character was getting like that she was getting ready to leave, she's like, I'm gonna sneak up. Like, okay, you sneak up, and then you're gonna come back and give us information, right?
Nope.
And then she's like, I'm gonna keep sneaking up, and we're like,
that was funny.
And she's like, I'm gonna say the phrase, Gemma, stop. So right off the rip, the way everything got caught up.
Well, that was funny, and yeah.
Fang as a character, I absolutely love. I love the way you played him. It was fantastic.
I tried to say, like, what would, with his cultural context and his lack of thinking power, what would he do?
Yeah. He was a bit of a wild card too, but it was funny.
I will say one of my favorite parts though was Ravalantar getting to use that Taylor spell.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was very creative.
It's like
it was. I mean, it's Ed. I expect creativity, but like
yes, but yeah.
So he's like, when I first did the character up, he's like, "What, Jay? What the hell are you giving me the Odin spell for? Because there's a whole bunch of Odin's spells." And I was like, "Well, it's from your world. You made it up. You made it up for a reason." And this is like when Ed started like 3 years ago. That's the first time he ever cast that spell. Odin's Magic Tailor. It's freaking hysterical that it came in handy after all these years because I was like, "What? You're a Greyhawk mage. You collect all these weird spells that are named to the campaign." So yeah. Yeah, I know. Tiffany, it's perfect. Yeah. So when you got hit by that Pinoy Archer, you were down like 5 hit points there, Farah, weren't you? At one point, 5.
I was down to 9.
9. Okay. Yeah. He hits hard, man.
Yeah, from getting hit. I mean, he had 3 shots, and yeah, no, I was down to 9. That was the first time I got hit by him, and I'm like, oof. I took a moment. I'm like looking through my sheet, and I'm like, I know what I had, which is I had a healing potion. I had Uncle Cooties. At that point, I had just used my and actually I had been crit by him because I hadn't used the repair injury at that point.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I know what I have stacked, and that's why Farah keeps telling people like, I got it, like I'm good, like you take care of these other things that I can't do. And Brett is sitting there, he's like, you still haven't repaired I'm worried. Like, you say you've got it. You say you have a repair injury.
But I did say you did take a 7 to 12 round one, not a 2 to 7 round one or something like that.
I know, which is why when you said what it was, I was like, all right, I know I have a little bit of time, so I have time to like do this other stuff.
She got slammed.
And then I'm like,
it was awesome.
I was like, I literally just got a spell. Like, I just tried to attack him. I hadn't gotten any damage on him yet because I didn't get through the stuff. And you were like, all right, it's gonna be you or Gemma or somebody else. And I was like, because Gemma was still there at that point, and I was like, no, it's not gonna be like it would be me. It's like he's the one who I'm the one who shot that spell off, it would be me that he'd be aiming for, realistically, as a strategist,
absolutely.
which archers
and I
are.
said, okay, you want it, you got it. I did say,
And
yep, you did that. You're absolutely correct. That was, yep, I gave you
and I'm
even
sitting there,
labor for that.
and that was right before
Yep.
Fang managed to get up there to get into combat with him. Because I was playing that out in my head too, was like, as soon as Fang gets to him, we're going to have some amount of relief from these arrows. We'll be able to focus on the other things that are coming. And I'm sitting there, I'm like listening to the damage that Fang's taking, and I was like, okay.
He's the one. Him and Kizaru were the two people that could, and Aaron, because of the spells, people that could survive those shots, without a catastrophic critical hit.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, all right, I know how much damage he's taking. I know, I have a rough idea of where he started. I was like, unless every single one of us has 6, like between us, if we have 6 extra healings to get just Fang like up to a decent point, we're screwed. And I was like, all right, so what's going to make sense is if I give this to Fang to heal him up 94, I think, points is what ended up happening, 96, something like that.
There was a lot of
if I give this to Fang, I just need somebody to heal me. And thank gosh I still had that potion, because I literally almost used it on the last adventure, which was the con game with Farah. Right. And then I was like, but then somebody was like, no, I've got it. Let me heal you. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, at concoction.
Yeah, at concoction. I almost used it, and thankfully I didn't. Like I think I had held on to that for 5 adventures at that point.
So just
it had been a while.
Just so everyone was aware, Tim had a uncle. Was it your brother's? Your father's uncle?
My father's brother.
Father's brother, Uncle Steve, and he actually DM'd. First time I met Tim that night, he was DMing. He was DMing. What was it called? With a Chagmat, right? Acheron Ohio.
It was actually a garden one. It was like a really, really old tournament one that had those healings in it.
Right, but I think the name of the adventure that we were playing was Chagmat at Jack and F's house in Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we named it Uncle Steve's Cure-All.
Uncle Steve's Cure-All.
Right, and so and then he passed
when I was a teenager.
Yes, and that's the ode to that is the Uncle Cooties concoction, which is like it's a healing. It's a full heal.
It's like a heal spell.
It's a heal spell in a potion. I rarely give them out once in a blue moon, but there you go.
Well, when Fang charged the wrong way.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, it's like as he approached forward, everybody was getting on the right, and he got up to the cliff, and he put his back to the cliff face waiting, and when they said ready, go, he went to the right.
Yeah.
Which is the wrong way now. It's just time to go.
Yeah, but that was kind of cool, slaughtering some hobgoblins there on that side.
Charging into the mass of hobgoblins and wondering why they're not all blowing up with lightning and fireballs. It always happens in other fights. I was just wondering.
To be fair, you kept them occupied so that everybody else could do what they had to do. So everybody played their distractions well.
I was gonna say. So when this situation are this tight, Jay, how do you avoid killing multiple characters?
All right, so
simply by die rolls going left and right or whatever.
That's a good point, because with that archer, if he's fired at the same target 2 straight rounds, spellcaster's dead. Right. And there's no invisibility, so they got to give them a little bit of,
especially when you have like magic resistance and stuff like that. It's really tricky, and they're hampered and stuff. Yeah.
So Farah does her Knight of the Leonid spell, which is another Jason Nelson spell, where the meteors come out of the sky and blast everything and blow up. I mean, it's literally you're calling like little comets out of the sky, right?
Yeah.
And it just hit them all in the head, and it did nothing. And she's like. Right, because that would have been like 50 points of damage on him.
No, it was like 29.
Oh, was it 29 for 5? Oh, no, die 6. Okay, whatever it was nothing. But you gotta in this game, especially when you're live streaming. I don't want to say that I'm fudging, because I'm not, but the characters on the bad guy's side could be a little chaotic sometimes.
But let me just add something to that, because I think it's important to people understand. Since you run a game where you keep track of so much stuff, meaning as a DM, you have information that most DMs don't bother tracking hit points for the characters. Do you glance at that?
Oh yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's what I was.
Well, Amanda saved Gemma once when that Panoy Archer put her down to like 2 hit points, didn't it? Was going to put you down, put her down like 2 instead, and you say no, I'm taking that instead, and that's where we made that change.
I mean, that's really smart of you, Jay, to do that extra work. That way you do the work before rather than having to fudge in the end.
It's like if you're trying to run a game that's a combat simulation, then you let everything happen as it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Or is the fight part of the story and carrying part? So it's part of the story. So you know fudging appropriately is fine.
Ed,
when people do something really dumb, then maybe you got to be punitive.
Like the 2 women. You knew, yes, the 2 women. You knew, like it was like. One of these is bad. I got the feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, gotta kill him.
Yeah. So the one was actually, she was like a mage assassin type, and like but she was going to try. Yeah, I know. And she killed the other one. She killed the guy, Dull, who was actually a captive.
The one good guy got killed.
She killed him up the steps because she was waiting for the prime moment in a large area. Start throwing those in every round, blasting everyone.
I do love how you described that little gem coming down the stairs. Down the steps, little gem rolls right in the middle of them. Fireball.
Boom. Thank you. That was fun. And then
my question always comes down to, as far as the 2 women, like if she was going to kill her anyway, why didn't she kill her while she was just alone in the room with her already?
No, because that's not the opportunity. Because then she has to explain, like. First off, she thinks Lord Gaylor's coming back. None of these people think that this is going to happen, that a group of adventurers is going to get in the first place, right? Okay. Then once they're in and around, if she kills her there, she got to explain why she killed her, right? So the opportunity is, when do I have the opportunity to make that move?
That's fair.
Right?
She wanted to get rid of that younger competition.
Yes. Yeah, that was
for his affection.
That was the opportunity. Well, the whole thing about it is I'm not fudging the rolls, but what I'm looking at is I don't want to there's no fun in killing a character off in the second hour of a 24-hour
but
stream.
you adjust the encounter before you have to fudge the dice. Is that the case?
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, exactly. That's what I try to do as well.
No, Anna, the target will change depending on a priority change. And these creatures are not like, some these creatures are creating
my trick with that is to not send in the whole encounter to begin with. You send in a few. And then if you see that the characters are overwhelming the enemy, then you send in the major wave to hit them hard, so to speak. So you don't fudge the die rolls, but you as a DM have to kind of, how is the enemy? Is the enemy supposed to be overwhelming? So you it's pacing in the encounter is my tool to try and avoid TPKs and stuff, because I want to avoid, especially when you run the conventions and stuff and you sit and you roll at the table. That way I try to do that so I avoid getting the temptation to fudge the dice, so to speak. But then you can add a few extra hit points, and the monster lasts a little bit one round longer sometimes.
There's all sorts of things
just
you can
to get like the right end to the combat, so to speak. It lasts one more round, or something.
I'm gonna ask Tim this question back. In the old days, would I have ever allowed anything that Jeff was doing with Kirby at the end with that hypnosis to work on any of those demons ever in my old days as a DM?
No.
Right. Why have I softened?
You're on a stream.
I was going to say for the audience.
Exactly. He needs
he's trying everything he possibly can.
Sure. Also, because you can't charm them so much, but those type of demons are like they have
Paranoid.
brains that work, and they, you know, it's not like a mindless sort of bestial one that can't even understand anything.
Right. These are all.
It's like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I like
again,
the smart thing there.
It was a very clever suggestion as well.
Exactly.
It was, and that's why I liked it, and I let it partially work. I mean, it stopped 2 of them for a round each.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, and that's the thing is, and I don't want to look. Everyone can berate me on this. The rule of cool thing. I hate that term. I hate the Mercer effect and all that. But I will reward you thinking outside the box. I really want to do that.
You will now.
I will. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I just want to add one more thing to that I think is important. I think this illustrates also that intelligence and wisdoms are the two most important abilities of monsters, because that way you should, as a DM, you should run intelligent, smart monsters to be able to analyze and act accordingly. Dumb monsters just go by the seat of their pants or whatever. Yeah, the die falls, so to speak.
He tried to hypnotize them and suggest that the other one was betraying them,
right?
And they're demons, so they're automatically just suspicious of everyone else all the time. So it kind of was a really good choice to kind of play off that sort of thing, that obviously they're going to be kind of naturally suspicious of each other anyway, since they're all just horrible.
They are. I mean, that's horrible is the right word there. You know, so they are horrible creatures. But you know, I just bringing that up, that you know, I like that myself. I'm proud of myself for not being such a hard ass like I was in the back of the day. But then I had to, you know, deal. I mean this all with love, Tim. You and Alan in the old days, taking a rule and like Alan with that stupid arrow of direction, throwing it 20 times in adventure. Yeah, ask a question. I was like, and then he threw it up in the air, up, hit a rock and snapped. Right. And so you understand.
I probably would have secretly given it charges.
Well, I've done that,
and then been like, man, it's out of charge.
I've done that with a lot of items where I'm now doing what's called recharge rates. Certain, like, if I give out a wand of fireballs, which I rarely do, it's gonna have a recharge rate of 1 or 2. You can't use it 2 straight rounds, right? Because it's like boom, 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 boom. Wands of magic missiles, smaller stuff, I don't care. But like big stuff like that, I'm trying to limit the go to that over and over and over again. You know, I'm trying to mix it around with stuff. So
I like to just make it harder to charge them.
Done that too. Yeah.
Because I like the bad guy being able to hit you with the fireball. Kadoosh, kadoosh, kadoosh.
Yes, well, that's true, but like that's where Necklace of Missiles come in, and they're gone. They can't be recharged, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So and here, I hate to say this, but Amanda spent all the night before not getting sleep, going through all these books trying to find spells, and the spell she chose she didn't even use because there was no point that really it was useful during the entire adventure, right? Minor Globe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The one you suggested. You're like, yeah, I think this would be the one. Well, because I was like, I wasn't thinking about using that one. There was a couple of others that I was that you had approved previously.
Yes. But that spell, if there was a high level mage, that's the best spell to have. Right, Tim? If you for 4th level in my game, oh, he's on the phone. Yeah. Yeah. Minor Globe's the best spell because fireballs, magic missiles. You never trust
the thing at this point. Farah's getting less worried about mages and more worried about physical attacks.
You should be. In my game,
which is why the stuff that I was looking for, I was trying to find something that would help protect against
por
those.
favor. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. With my game, the bane of mages is archers in my game. The Ellendar Kafka archer. The bane of the archers are monks and anyone else who can get to them by dodging those missiles that are coming in, right? So like, and there's very few monks in the game or a high level. Once you close on an archer, they're done. Because normally, if they're 9th level, they're only getting 3 attacks every 2 rounds. So a character like Kazara or Fangs would kick the shit out of them at that point, one-on-one in melee combat, because they're not melee combaters. Mages for you, yeah, are the worst to deal with. But like, so that spell, that's the spell. I mean, I throw that up against Ed. You know, you see how paranoid Ed gets all the time. That stops his many jaws spell. It stops all of them. And then if they have access to Globe, which is 5th level, that negates up to 4th level spells, which is a much more powerful version. But you know, that's just it. But there's nothing really that stops arrows that are magical or stops magical weapons that I allow in my game.
Well, so I wasn't even thinking of like the magical arrows. I was thinking of just arrows in general.
Yeah,
something that had range.
Stone Skin's the best thing, but you can't use Stone Skin because you are a quasi-elementalist. You can't use an Earth Elemental Sphere spell. So that's kind of a drawback there.
Would I have been able to from a staff, though?
Nope.
No.
So you can't put Fireball in the staff. Now, you put Seeking Sword in a staff because that's a general mage spell.
I was going to say, to be fair, Farrah's not trying to branch into other elements so much.
Right.
That was never her intention.
Right. I understand. That's just what Dispel Magic was 9% of the reason I kept playing the Inquisitor at CMY. Yeah, Inquisitor's a great class. They have that double level, and that comes right from Baldur's Gate 2, everyone. That's Keldor. You know, when that character class was created, I was like, I gotta steal this and write up as my own. I love that Paladin subclass Inquisitor, and I like the Undead Hunter I made too. And that's the thing. The beauty of early editions is you can flavor anything, and you don't even have to make it its own class, but you can take stuff from hit books.
But that hasn't changed over any edition. You can do that in any edition.
I just feel that 5th editioners, and maybe because they're so new to playing, don't know how to do that.
No, but it's simply you can do it in old school because it's system knowledge. If you have system knowledge, you can tweak any system. Right. You just need to understand it well, so to speak.
Yeah, that's true, Anna. But I think that Tim, myself, and a lot of other people.
But I agree, the culture of home brewing is maybe not as strong as at all in 5e. I'm not that into 5e community, so that might very well be the case. That tradition,
their settings are homebrewed, but I don't know how much of the tweaking of the classes are.
Yeah. Yeah, so, because originally that was the whole idea of the game, is that you make it your own,
absolutely,
so to speak,
100%.
Originally, and I don't know how much 100%. That is in other modern editions. So
that's it, Gabbin. All you know is 5e. You don't know. I pulled feats in from 3rd edition. Tim uses the Dungeoneers and the Wilderness Survivor guy a lot more than me. So
pulled a lot of non-weapon proficiencies and.
But meaning technically, I don't see any difference. Meaning you can technically tweak any role-playing game system. It's more like it's more like what culture is in different communities and doing it.
My example is if you wanted to create a 1st edition ranger and add some different abilities and make a gnarly forest ranger, right, which is written up from the. It's easy to do, and that could be a subclass of ranger in your game. Easy to do. And that's why I have knights, specialty priests, specialty druids. It's easy to do. It's easy to flavor up your Greyhawk. So, and that's why I love doing some of the stuff. There's a lot of homebrew 5e, but the problem I've run into is when homebrew stuff is balancing. Yes, I can see that, Kirsten. I can see that as an issue.
But
it all comes down to the DM and what knowledge they have, and how much they've actually tried to balance.
Yeah, and also realize that. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to just say real quick, for a lot of people who haven't played old school, balancing wasn't a thing in the early days. Things weren't balanced. You didn't have to worry about it. You just tweak the XP table or something.
But balancing and functional gameplay are two different things.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, I totally agree. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to make a special magic item that nullifies people's magical advantages, like Dust of the Beholder's Eye.
Yeah. Yes. And that's where game play style comes in, a big thing in homebrewing, so you get the effect.
I know. I got Durfilia, my 13th level Cavalier, got all her magic items negated. I know. And that was fine. And you didn't hear me bitch about it once.
No, because it actually is a cool idea, though. I know you're like,
it's a great idea.
That is
a great idea. And I'm like, she didn't care. I'm like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you anyway.
Well, she's capable enough. And so I'm thinking of Beholder's Eye's anti-magic ray, but if you extract the eye and you grind it, dry it, and grind it to a dust, now you can use it as a dust of anti-magic. So it makes a cloud and just nullifies all magic in the area.
That is cool. That's a great idea.
It was, and I got used on me during the City State game Tim ran. Just recently. But and that's part.
And then you crit
them.
You crit them, and that the first round,
kick the crap out of them. All right, so here, real quick, once again, because I can't shout it out. You get your choice if you win of either this, the World of Air bundle, all 6 of these, and hardback and PDF. The top one, Tarvine Belt, is I got writing in that one. That is where Altamira is, or Holding for the Amazing Adventures bundle. Okay, that's the main prize tonight, and then the second prize is a $50 gift certificate to Troller Games, and then we'll do a couple $10 ones as well tonight. All right, because I still have some left. So, let's talk about.
I started talking before I turned my mic back on.
Let's talk about the meanest thing I did at the end, which we haven't talked about yet. Tiffany and Myriad and anyone else listening. I saw an opportunity. Ravalantar got put down. The Balrog. When you stand in the fire of a Balrog for multiple rounds, it's going to take you down. Hey, Dale. So Ashton drags him out. And Ashton's in a really sour mood at this point with all this stuff going on. And Gemma runs over. Ravalantar, gonna save you. And so Ashton gives her, here's a potion of healing. Take it, and she's like all on top of him and stuff. And she puts it down his throat, and he looks up, and it's a filter of love.
Fantastic. Awesome. So good. That was so good. Yeah. And again, like I said in the beginning, that is something that is the art and craft of being a good DM. You understand and know what your players can handle, so to speak, and to understand that. If you've done that at a convention with newbie players, but that didn't know each other, it would have been a disaster, probably. But in this case, it was fabulous. It was awesome. Yeah, and that is one of the things, skill as a DM, to understand your players. And if you don't know your players, don't try this stuff. But if you know your players, you know they can, then you give them challenges, because players who played a lot, you want challenges like this, because that makes the game more fun. But if you're a beginner who just struggles to understand what die to use, you don't want this stuff, so to speak.
Yeah, I think it was a poetic end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like to talk about the sword.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that was awesome.
We were talking about it a little bit before you got on.
Yeah.
Now, Fang is like, I can detect magic, because barbarians can kind of sense magic.
Yeah.
So when the room was there, we talked about it, and all these special other people doing that, and he sees there's 4 items, and he's like, there's a sword. So he grabs it, and then the sword talks to him, right? Like, and then I'm like, he looks at Kirby and goes, it's magic.
Yes,
because it's talking to him. But when it's a sword, it's afraid of getting struck, right?
Yep. It's
it's afraid to be hitting anything.
Yeah, that was great. But then Kirby did the suggestion spell on it, and it worked.
Suggested he's brave. And then the one thing that was unexpected that Jay did, which I thought was really funny, is when dealing with one of these guys. There's 2 guys in prison. They're both saying the other one is the guard. And there's a Minotaur down the hall. And we're thinking, Minotaur is this guy's friend. I'm just going to punch him in the face. And then if the Minotaur attacks, we know he's the guard, right? That's his logic. It makes sense.
It doesn't happen.
And as he swings, the sword, it's a cursed sword. So it goes right into his hand.
Yeah.
It goes into his hand. So then I hit him with the sword instead of punching him in the face. It was like, oopsie.
And the thing on that was, that the guard fight clubbed himself. If you've ever seen what Ed Norton does to himself, I mean, that was exactly what he did.
That's what I suspected.
Yeah, I knew.
But I was like, we have to kill them both. That's what Rune's.
Well, they both died.
That's what Fang was like, we have to kill both of them.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one guy got away, but Marianne was waiting out there. Yeah.
And the charging of because I ran the game before, but I was like, what does Fang see? What does he want to do? And when you said there was a a canopy bed with stuff on top. He's like, his goal was to go in there and climb up there and look on top what's up there. And, you know, he just happened to cross the rug of smothering. So.
And that was perfect too.
Yeah.
You know, and they got that off though. And then Ed got the moment with his Odin's Magic Tailor.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Streamlabs has an issue, so I can't shout anything out, but it doesn't, within the system, I can manually, we were okay with the giveaways and stuff. I just can't click my shout out. So, Amanda.
So something that
Yep.
I thought I was being so smart because I didn't consider what was going to happen after. And realistically, was a smart move, just not as long lasting. The wall of light.
It works
to block the archer.
Yeah, but yes,
it bought us like 2-3 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
I forgot that he'd be able to go back in to go down to another floor.
Right. It's okay. Absolutely.
But I was like,
this.
I was sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like looking, I was like, Jay's not going to expect this.
I didn't expect
and
this.
So I was like, I got the archer. And everyone's like, are you sure? I was like, I got the archer. And then you're like, oh, roll for the magic resistance. Like, it's in front of him.
It's okay, Gail. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. There's about a half hour after our break where we're messing around with the sound. Just scroll through that quickly. But it's on Twitch still. I'm trying to. I gotta check and see how the ports are going over. Last year's first half, the first 12 hours, never made it to YouTube. I couldn't do it. Only the second part because it breaks it into 12-hour segments. So I have the second half of Belgian speaking last year. We'll see, but you know what is able to port over. But yeah.
Whenever there's a sniper, putting obscurement between you and them is always a great idea.
Gianna, maybe you, myself, and Amanda will get together down in the basement sometime this week, and I'll try and mess around with it more, and try and figure out what the hell else I can do.
If you call and like share your screen, we can kind of.
Here's what Anna thinks. Anna thinks that because all 4 of you from Thursday night are all have earphones on, there's no interference at all coming from the Zoom, whereas Curtis and Brett were not having having headsets on.
Yeah, so there were like three of you, Jay and Curtis and Brett. Yeah,
that was contributing to the issue.
That's my guess.
Yeah,
is that there were 3 of you, and it's okay because Jay, you had top class equipment and stuff like that, but when you have 3 of you, and especially when there's nothing that blocks the feedback, there's no, and something amplifies, and then it just goes haywire, so to speak.
The only reason I don't think it was that is because when you're looking at it in Zoom, you can see there's a green line that shows up around whomever the sound is coming from. And I couldn't see it, with the exception of when I was talking, I could see it pop up because I was talking. I didn't see it coming from anywhere else.
Yeah.
So the only other person that I don't see it come up from is from Jay's, because I have Jay's pinned, which is why I'm like, I think the sound was coming. I think there were just multiple mics.
There is one other thing with Zoom, is that Zoom bundles all the audio together, and then they process it on their servers and send you one audio stream that is kind of moderated and tweaked and so on and so forth, in order to both save bandwidth and equalize things and stuff. So that's
we'll mess with it.
I'm not a super expert, but
but I appreciate it from everyone. Yeah,
yes,
Thursday nights was perfect. We had no sound issues at all.
And now we it's also good because they're very fewer participants, and Jay, you have headphones.
I always have one
stuff
for these. I know.
Yeah, there are three of us on this call have it. Then it usually works well.
So I gotta figure out what we're gonna do next year.
Yeah.
Tim, I have Morgard. Have you ever looked at Morgard, the other adventure?
I have it in PDF.
I have it in. I
haven't looked. I haven't read it though.
Yeah, that's it. It's let me see if I have it on my machine. But see, it's got a demon on the cover too. And I'm like, I'm demoned out for a while.
Well, it's a year, so
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
On here, but Morgard's another one that Jeff Dillo wrote. No, Savage. I can't do Temple. Temple's too vital to the campaign. I can't run through that. There's other third-party ones that, like Harbinger of Darkness on my Wall of Fame is really good too. That would be a good one too, but I don't know if that would run anywhere near 12 hours. Yeah, that's a good one.
You could also do 2 parts.
Yeah.
Like if you have 2 shorter ones that you want to do.
Yeah, 2
and then you could potentially, do a split guard where you've got, for adventure 1, you've got adventures A, B, C, D, and then some of the people who are playing might stick around to do the second, but then we don't have to worry about how we introduce or say goodbye to characters in between if somebody has other engagements.
Yeah, just the coordination of that is so difficult. Like year 1, I had to run 3 different adventures, 7 to 8 different characters, 6 to 8 different characters every time. Coordinate all that of it. It was a lot, and I was that third game. Tim and I were like passed out playing. I couldn't even calculate +2 weapon with a blast.
He couldn't do simple math.
I couldn't do. I was so out, and we're talking about hour 20, 21, 22. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was.
Yeah, I expected to be way more.
It was rough. It was rough.
Brain dead by the end, considering by the time we were wrapping up, I
were
had
going
been
like
awake
crazy.
Yeah.
I'd been awake for 42 hours at that point. So
Dale, Dark Tower, you got to go down. First of all, if you have an outside first, then you got to go down 8 levels, and they're huge levels. Tower. Then you got to go back up 8 levels. That game takes months. That adventure takes months to run. So, hey, Sparky. But it's something to consider. There's a lot of.
I like Myriad's. I like Myriad's suggestion.
What'd she say?
She said, "Evil and good game, where the first half of the game is evil characters, and the second half is the good characters coming in and cleaning it up."
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
See,
Good
I've
one.
created
Yep.
I've created a monster here with all the ladies with this new evil campaign.
Excuse you. Hold on. You have created a fantastic
I mean
business
that with love.
venture.
I know. All I'm saying is that we got to be careful with the evil characters so that it doesn't go too overboard, right, Tim?
Right.
That's all. And especially when I'm going to run it at lower level, and we're going to see how it goes, Savage, and we're going to go from there. I'm thinking every couple months I'll let them touch them, play them every couple of months, but I'm not going to run them on a weekly. I can't run them on a weekly basis. That's too much. It's too much off of the goal of the campaign, good versus evil. But now that Halia Thrain is dead, there's a vacancy in the Dark Brotherhood, and these are going to be some of the replacement characters. And Tim, guess who their mentor is going to be?
Leo McMichael?
No, he's dead.
Well, allegedly.
A character class that is banned by me that I created.
Oh, you're not bringing that one back, right?
Who's that?
You're not bringing that nasty one that you got.
What?
Of the dominatrix.
Yep.
You have to make exceptions from time
The
to time. I guess.
dominatrix thief, Biersa. Just for this.
You sighing, Tim.
It did not work in play to Dark Elf.
Have some dignity, Jay. Have some dignity.
Well, they got to be taught a lesson that they're all subservient to begin with, because you know that the great thing about this dominatrix, most of their spells are no saves. Right? It's gonna be yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jay had too many hormones racing about him when he came up with that thing.
I can imagine that.
No,
yeah.
I had the Great Net spell book about me, and every other spell's a sex type spell.
Oh yeah, I had to go through and clean it all out of all the perv stuff.
Yeah,
but I can't blame you, Jay, too much. I've been young too, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I get it, but it's kind of like, come on, if I want my, hey, Mark, I want my son to read this. Whatever, we don't need to be like
No, it's bad. There's some stuff that's really
It's a
good in that
phase we
book.
have to go through. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some of it's just pervy.
It
Yep.
is. It is. But like, you know, I have a spell list and everything ready to go. So, no, what Razkill there. So there is a spell that is in a second edition book that Eric Boyd wrote for Charez, that he changed the name from Intensify Orgasm to Intensify Sensation, and it got through the screeners. And that's actually in the book. And we always laughed about it for years because Walt has a Charez priestess, goes about, you know, doing all this stuff. And then Eric said on his show, he's like, yeah, I stuck this one in. Ha ha ha. I was like, Eric, we use that spell in the campaign. Yes. Oh, yes. Look, it's Bill Master Crafter Tim just said almost as bad as zombies whipping feet off.
Oh no, not even close. Come on. That makes sense.
Oh, Gianna, by the way, so Cherry Blossom Gianna, the man, that's the man. Tim's the man who originally, it's because of him, your tongue got removed a couple months ago. That's it. He was the original Mongrels of the Putrid Tongue creator. Yes, it was all on Tim.
And here it is, right here.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so questions from the audience about the game, about anything that happened or what's going on in the campaign. Just note, the fun thing about this is this adventure fit right into a timeline slot with Zeech trying to take over more areas of the Eastern Shield Lands, so it worked. It worked perfectly, and we had the Elminster people. We had now I know Kazara's like at the end because it was getting really like, why am I even here fighting demons and doing all this stuff, right? Well, I don't.
Yeah, I had mentioned earlier when you were saying that people are like, well, why do you got to bring Fortress Ellendar in? I was like, fair is fine if you want to leave it alone, and it can stay. It can go away. It didn't need to come.
Yeah. Yes. So, but for the gold and for these magic items, which Tim will say are really unique. This guy,
they're really neat. Yeah, unique and really cool.
Yeah, really some neat stuff that he
and
did.
Well, there was the one. It was I think I mean your character saved the Fang from putting the crown on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, because that's a trap. Oh my God, we never gave the Shield of Prey out.
Well, that was supposed to go to Fang.
No,
but then
no. We
wouldn't have
decided
been able
Aaron.
to use
Aaron was going to get that, right? Aaron's the only one that fought Shield and one weapon on a regular basis.
Oh yeah. Then
it was Aaron. I just forgot. I think I forgot that. I left that off. But that's somebody's got
kind
that.
of a little bit too much for him to coordinate anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fang. Yeah,
but
he's a little
that was one of my favorite items out of there forever. Was that? So I think I have here.
And the Prometheus clay is.
It's a great item because it never.
Yeah.
But so if it dies, you can't use it for a year.
Yeah, it resorts back to clay. Yeah.
So this is the closest thing like I did for the Shield of Prey. I found when I did a custom magic item adventure there. So and there's the claws in that one spot come out and grab. So yeah. So they got the flying bird there or whatever. So yeah, Kazara's rich. A lot of people are, and there's gonna be a lot of people leveling. Fang's going up, Kazara's going up, Farah's going up, Gemma's going up, Kirby.
Farah leveled up and has that amulet that puts her at 19 intelligence.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, Bill, he's going to get it. I just completely forgot. All right, audience questions. Hey, Tonixon. So, Anna, your thoughts overall? You enjoyed watching it and listening?
Yes, yeah, I definitely did. It was you had a good flow and good high energy all through and through. So that was great. Apart from the meaning that you have the audio hiccups and stuff like that, but that happens when you stream. So
yeah, because it was fine the whole first half.
Yeah, it was when you said and there was no audio going through the system for a few minutes. That's when
and then something weird happened.
But yeah, I think it was good. And you also, another thing that I think most people don't realize, you ended it while it was still fun. You didn't push through until and we got boring and whatever. You ended it. Go on.
To Anna's point, there were 2 floors that you told us we're just gonna skip these because there's nothing on here.
Do the highlights on the floors, because I was not about to have you go through them just looking for stuff and there was nothing
They're
there.
just barracks.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the whole time as we were going through there. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. The main floor that you go in, there's a lot of stuff. Like, so when they talked to Zeech through that, it was almost like a Palantir thing, the mist, right? And he starts talking. It's like, who the hell is this? You know, this isn't Gaylor. And then he's like, I'm sending him back. I'm going to, you know, so basically that army's going to turn around. Instead of being gone for 72 hours, it's only gone for 24, which heightens that awareness. Now, Ed wasn't there yet, so he didn't understand the dire circumstance, and Gemma wasn't there at that time. So they didn't get it that army, when that army shows up, it's game over if you haven't finished. Because you can't fight 2,000, and there's like characters higher level than you in that army, you know? It's a time limit. Yeah.
I couldn't fight them, but I might be able to outrun them.
Well, that's yeah, probably. Yeah. But like, that's a long run.
Yeah.
You know, so, but the whole thing was, that's part of it. You're under a time limit. So good point. I was not about to slog through those rooms. Plus, as you can see, I normally love to have all my terrain set up, and I could not set up. There's 7 floors.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's too big. It's too big. So
well, because you were saying that there were 7 floors and there were like over 100 rooms, and so like when you had said that from the start, I was like,
yeah, there was no way. And people were, you know, a fatigue factor sits in. It was a good time. It was a good time to finish.
The only thing that they're good for really is when you're playing the game, to give you a sense of how many people were really here, because it's all living areas for huge barracks and units. Right. So you're like, oh crap.
Well, absolutely.
I've got to pop off, but it was lovely chatting with you all. And
you're available Thursday?
I am going to take a break this week.
Got it.
Just because I gave up all of Saturday. So
no, that's fine. No,
my
perfectly
daughter,
fine. Perfectly fine.
My daughter deserves me both days this week.
I'm glad to hear it. It's all good. Just wanted to
but yeah,
trying to figure out who's available.
The following, I'm up for Thursday.
Sounds good.
So.
Sounds good. All right. Enjoy.
Have a lovely time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you soon.
See you.
Good to hear. So, Tim, I know you hadn't run it in ages. Did you ever run it for third parties? Or was it just when you ran it for Gazumba? And I think Walt was there too.
Yeah, I think Walt was there. Well, I'm not sure, but Jeff says he remembers it. So I think Jeff was there.
He could have been.
It was very early on.
Could have been.
And he was like, I think so. But then when we got near the top, he was like, oh no, I remember this. He was like, oh no. We went over and had a sidebar, and I'm like, dude. I think I remember being very, very tricky. Like I really tried to convince you guys to step out of the pentagram.
You did, and we fought the demons. I know we.
Yeah, but when they started out, they were really pleasant. And look, that magical shield stops us from coming in. You have to come out. We can take you away.
Right.
You know, they were lying through their teeth, and I remember just being really trying to be slick. And
see, I didn't have to be that slick because I knew Gemma was going to step out the minute she saw a dragon and wanted to ride it. I knew what was going to happen. That's another thing. I knew everyone knew what was going to happen.
Curtis was like, "All right, let's get everyone on these things. Let's go." I was like,
that was great.
I'm like, Fang is like, I don't want to ride on that. That looks dangerous. I don't like it.
Yeah. So it was a blast. It was a good time. Definitely was. But we'll figure out. Yeah,
I didn't remember the room with the 4 things in there with the cursed sword. I knew there were magic items there, but I was just like, I just basically was trying to get into Fang, and what would Fang do? Whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Impulsive
and they stopped you from grabbing the crown, which is good.
Yeah.
Because then that would have really. There wasn't a lot of spells being thrown about, but it would have been bad.
No, it would be terrible.
Yeah, especially when that was after the Clarks.
Now, I like it because once Farah gave him that potion and healed him, he's like, "I love you. I'll never let anything happen to you."
Yeah.
So whenever anyone tell him what to do, he was kind of like, "Who are you to talk to me?" And she would say, "Fang, don't do that," and he'd be like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay." I was kind of like acting like Amos Burton from The Expanse, if anyone's familiar with that, how he kind of listen to this one person who was his like boss and his conscience, and so he would do whatever she said at that point.
Expanse is a great show.
I love it.
I think the two magic items were both the cursed ones. Well, the Ring of Black Death isn't cursed, but it's like having
Just a bad idea.
It's like having the one ring times 10.
Oh, I would totally make him have to make will checks to not use it when they get mad or something.
Well,
because it should have this insidious evil thing that like make you want to kill somebody with it. It drains you again because it probably wants to kill you as well.
Well, that's why I said I would have made it. It's not in there. A week time goes by, you're going to have to kill someone. Also, it's kind of like the Charlie X Factor from Star Trek where they give him the powers and he can't control them, and his whims are just doing stuff.
Right.
You get to that point in existence where you could just point at someone and kill them instantly.
Yeah.
That's corruptible power. So
there's
crazy.
Yeah. There was a great curse in one of the Warhammer Lichdom, modules where if you get cursed, one of the curses can be forgiveness, where no matter what you do, people forgive you. So like you kill somebody, they'll be like, hey, it wasn't your fault. Obviously this person here convinced you to do it. So then they like arrest your friend. So somebody else is blamed for it. No matter what, something happens to people around you care about, whatever. And then also you get more and more tempted to handle things with violence. And so after a while, your whole life is shredded and in ruins. You're never blamed for anything, but it's always horrible for you.
That's an awful curse.
It's really bad.
That is
I can get away with anything, but then all your friends get arrested because it was obviously their fault. Because it wasn't your fault. You're innocent.
So let me show you something here too, and I'm tooting my own horn. I had to convert this map to my table. That's the map, right? I have to convert it to my table, figure out how, right? Because you got the area down here and they're separated, and you had the two landing spots, right? And there's the gate right here where the first of the hisses right here.
Were there troops in the original?
Yeah. They're regular goblins. I made them hobgoblins last time.
Yeah.
Down. They're all in that area. They're all in this area here.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. So I had to convert that to my table. Yeah. So
how much did you have to change the adventure to put siege in the story?
Barely at all. Because what I decided was because of the location. Good question. Because of the location and the time frame. This originally was the Bastion against Bandit Kingdom invasions pre-wars. Well, it's in the I'm like, I'm thinking
Makes a lot of sense.
Anna, this is what's going on. I'm talking about how much I hate that guy Siege. It's just everywhere. I think I hate him because Casey loved him so much. So I was like, I can't stand this guy. And at the very end of Age of Worms, the very last line, if you know Age of Worms, it's like, oh, Siege can claim that he was behind all this, and I'm like, why did they even have to bring that guy in? Right. And I looked at the end of that. I'm like, geez. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, his lands are right here. This makes total sense. How do I justify this invasion of I don't want to use that to have anything to do with this.
It's literally on his doorstep.
Exactly. It was perfect. Yeah. And I thought that everyone would get a kick out of it knowing how much I hate him. That was part of the joke, right? It was just like me running the dragon. They have the Dragonborn all those years ago in the fundraiser, right? So that was it was the perfect connection. So what's the best quote ever there, Tim? I missed that one.
Oh, well, a guy was quoting Amos Burton. I am that guy.
Ah, nice.
Right. And I was like, that's one of my favorite quotes of that show.
Nice. So yeah, Al Heister's right there was perfect. It was a perfect connection to the Shield Lands. My guys start playing again here and there, we may be back in the Shield Lands soon, but like, it's just like, it's a fun area. It's a fun area, a lot going on, but with it is, for me, I'm not a terrain changing guy. You know what I mean? So like, this is an area that has changed hands so many times. I like the static Greyhawk where, okay, Furyundi is still Furyundi, and the raising line has been removed, and all. I'm kind of more of that guy, but it's all right. It's all right. We've done a lot. The Shield Lands has been changed more than any other area in my campaign, by far. That's the one that's changed more. You know, we're not adventuring in free R&D. We got a lot of going on in Harby and Greyhawk City and Narwhal and Wild Coast and Altamira and all down here in the Pomarge and all. We have all those areas going on. Lots of stuff on the map, but you know, I got to prioritize where everyone's playing and what they're, you know, and so it's been fun. It's been a blast so far for 46 years. And we got Tim doing his, doing his reverse dungeon, right?
Yeah.
You haven't done the rovers in a while, correct?
Right.
Yeah. We're talking about them.
I did a non-stream rover game where we zoomed in just to catch up, to get the mission into
Who played?
It was Patrick. That was the usual suspects. Tim, Naz, Patrick.
Mike Disney?
Mike, he couldn't quite. He was supposed to. He couldn't quite. He had some computer issues, and he was also moving. I think he was moving homes the next day. And then Alex had some computer issues as well. But we had
okay. Well, at least you played it. So that's
good. Well, yeah. I had like four guys.
Awesome.
And it was the one where they go in the city. They got to make their contact.
They're down. In
and I used
they're in the
Will's,
right?
I used Will Dvorak's Raven Roost or whatever
Rook Roost. Yeah.
Rook Roost. His version of the with the serial numbers filed off, and
cool.
And of course it's one of those. You have a contact. You got to meet them. There's always something shady. They're trying to figure out. Even Dwayne played. Prometheus played. He hadn't been able to play in a while.
Oh wow, I haven't seen him in a while. That's
great. And
that's great.
And so they're dealing with these people, and they finally get smuggled into the highest level of the city to meet with this rich guy who's very weird. Has a butler, and they're hanging out, and then he says, "Oh, wait a minute, my tailor's here. I need to be fitted. I'll be right back." And then he goes and hides in his room. And the reason he wanted him there is because he knows one of his head house, house cleaner, she was in a human sacrifice and cannibalism. And so there's some undead that are associated with the city that are drawn to that. So they got an onslaught of these undead creatures who are coming to kill cannibals. So he hid in his room, and they had to just deal with him and fight with him.
It's a shame.
And eventually, the guy says, "Okay, I forgot. Yeah, I have your stuff right here," and he gave him.
It's a shame John from Blue Box isn't around anymore, because he was always so paranoid playing those games.
Yeah,
he would always.
So then they successfully did it. Oh, and the name of the scenario was Flanish Caravan.
Ah. Nice.
Because I name them all after the Doors songs and stuff. So instead of Spanish Caravan, it was Flanish Caravan. And
awesome.
What they didn't realize is the guy running the caravan, he says, "Hey, you're going to come in, you're going to hide your weapons here," and he was going to dress them and tie them up like they were slaves, and then put them in like a slave holding pen, which is around the city, and then come back in the middle of the night and let them out secretly, so that way we could. But really, what he was going to do is take the money for getting them into the city and then sell them. He was really going to betray them, and they're like, "We'd prefer to be guards, not slaves." So they were pretty adamant about not doing that trick, and so he had to kind of be honest and then do his job. So,
has your group gotten together lately too?
They skipped that.
Is your group gotten together lately for Shield Lands?
No, not lately. We had a death in our group, and then I done play test. But I'm going to. Yeah, we had a player. Unfortunately, he passed away, and he wasn't that old. He was like in his mid-50s.
Oh my gosh!
So that kind of took the wind out of us for a bit. Yeah, and he was the.
That stinks.
Linda and Dwayne had been in the group the longest, so to speak. So we were the ones that formed the group originally. So it was really sad. So yeah.
Oh man, that stinks.
Yep. And it happened all of a sudden. It was really sudden. So yep.
Really sorry to hear it.
Yep. So that was the main reason we kind of took a hiatus, and then I delve deep into playtest and stuff. So I did the first session, a series of playtest, and now that has been not directly part of the campaign, but I wanted to continue the story, not of the characters, but the surrounding story, so to speak. So I ran the playtest in Shield Lands because I had the maps ready and all that, so to speak. So I'm going to continue that again. Yeah, when I get back home from Gen Con, I will start running playtest again, because I'm going to have the next convention game will be Game Hall in what is it, late September, early October. So I need to run some online play tests before then. So I will send out invites when I get back from Gen Con. And I've changed a whole bunch of stuff because now it's the second alpha. So I've changed a bunch of stuff that I felt the game can play faster and need less calculations, but still have the same feel to it, so to speak. Yeah, and Tim, I played a couple of times, so yeah.
Excellent.
I hope you had fun. Yep.
Yeah. That's always a highlight of mine. Whenever we are at a convention, Mark's like, let's play that game again.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear that, you know.
Yep.
It's we got
I'm always getting my ass kicked though.
Yeah, but you can deal it out and get it kicked. But you're also going on the offensive. You have that
well, last time I
goes
fumbled,
really
I fumbled and then
you
fumbled again. It was like,
yes, you fumbled. You rolled really, really bad. That was terrible rolls. Yep.
Sometimes it's good to be the glutton for punishment there. I mean, look what I got to put up when Tim's DMing for me in the Wilder Lands, you know. And yeah. Oh yeah, you don't have none of your none of your magic items work.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That is also something when you're a really experienced player, it's cool to have these kind of failure streaks, because that forces you to start thinking different terms and stuff.
Yeah.
So
you use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
You have to use it to your advantage.
I could see how as a young, when we were kids, if I was going to punch him in the face and then the sword appeared and hit him, that would be something that would be like, oh man, But now I'm like, that is hilarious.
Yep. You can,
and it's totally in line with a cursed sword.
We got
it's totally in line.
We got to figure what was the name of it again?
Chicken.
No, that you named it.
Oh, I wrote it on the back of the sheet. It's
on the back of Fang's sheet.
Is it Renagua?
Renagua, that's it.
Renagua. Because I said, hey, Barbarian's like chicken. He doesn't like that name for a sword. He's like, what if we call you Rooster?
Right.
And then the chicken was like, I prefer chicken. He goes, well, how about a name from my native tongue, Renagua? And they're like, oh yeah, I like that. What's it mean? Rooster.
Yeah.
I just made it up.
That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That's good. Yep.
Renagua.
Renagua.
So he has two personalities. One is if a suggestion makes him think he's brave, the sword works great.
You gotta figure out and that'll be in the future. And so the good thing was, I know you played Fang once before because you ate the Egg of Reason, and I had Portrait Workshop done for you, so I know that it was within the last 3 years. You played one at a time. So
I think he'll try to play when he'll try to hang out with Kirby, because he
likes Kirby, huh?
Yeah. He talks the sword. He talked to my sword and made it better.
Oh, that's good then. That's a good connection there. Who'd you play instead? Oh, you played your Fensix niece, right? Instead in that group, Leuven's niece.
Like,
yeah. But that's all right. Yeah.
And the group with this one, Callista Lightfinger.
Callista Lightfinger, yes. Druid Thief. Yeah. Good mix.
She knows her herbs. I'm telling you.
All right. What other do we have? Any other questions from the audience or whatever before we call it a night here? As we're getting, look at that. We went through the 2 hours, like boom, like that, and it was like 14 last night. So 14 hours, just like a snap of the finger.
Almost like 24 hours over the week at least.
Yeah. Tim's like drinking. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
I had to channel my inner barbarian.
Yes, I know. And he had the big what do you call that thing? The Viking.
I was drinking from a horn.
Yeah, he was drinking from the Viking horn. He's drinking Carlsbad, which is perfect. That's Danish, right?
Danish, yeah.
Yeah, Carlsbad is Danish. Yep.
Yeah, it was good. So time does go by quick, doesn't it?
And the best thing is nobody else wanted any.
Yeah, I didn't. No way. I wasn't even drinking my strongbows. No.
You have to stay frosty.
Yeah.
I, for Fang, do not.
Yeah, that's true. I had to. There was no way, because I remember that first year. You're on the floor, and I was done. And I was like, nope, nope.
Well, also, we're spreading. It was over 13 hours or 12 hours, whatever.
Yep.
When you separate those beverages over 13 hours, it's kind of not that big a deal.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
But I had them throughout the entire time. It wasn't like
right. You weren't pounding them down. You had 2, and that was it. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You need to be able to. Yeah. You need to be able to think in that adventure, because you did not think, you were going to die. And so, but like Gemma got saved by Aaron but she was just playing her character.
That was really nice. In some ways, though, she was very, very flippant with her choices. I mean, even as I'm playing Fang, she was making some bad choices.
Yeah, which added the party understands she does not have a sense of danger. Like, yes, that danger sense in her head. Like,
would you have had anybody dragged to the prince, or would you have always figured a way out?
If they insisted and said, I don't care, no matter what, I am going to cast teleport, or I'm going to cast my dimension door on this floor, the dimension door up. Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah.
What if the Aaron hadn't grabbed her? It was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was. So
he knew. I mean,
he gave you the way out.
Yeah, he gave me the way. That's part of being a DM, man. Sometimes the players give you the way out. Or if Aaron hadn't grabbed her and I said, she got 1 foot out. You put your second foot out. I need to know now. And then I think someone would have gotten a hint that, like,
but once you step out of the pentacle, once you're out, you're out.
Yeah. Yeah, with that demon. But hey, look at all those people smiling there. That picture. Everyone is having a good time. I'll blow that up here real quick. Everyone enjoyed themselves that logged in, and that was it. And you and Jeff had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a blast, and so there we go. Look, and this is so funny. We didn't even catch this. Look, this is on Amanda's screen. She put Ed Greenwood and pointed an arrow to him.
I
saw that. I thought that
was awesome. Yeah,
that is so hysterical.
Yeah. And also, she had a little insert with her die rolls in the.
Yes, she has
that was really cool.
Yeah, she always has that on her.
So
that's a good idea. Most people need that.
Meaning it's smart for players to run streaming, so they can mix and match and put things in there and do overlays and stuff. You can do that as a player too, not only the streamer, but if you appear on other streams, you can do that too. So that way you can share content without causing any trouble with the person running the stream, because you do it all on your end. So that's a smart thing.
That is a good way to do it, because I do have a downward looking camera.
Yep. So you can that way you can overlay stuff. You can switch in. You can share things straight out into the stream without bothering the stream the guy running the stream. So yeah.
So let's do these giveaways. Let's see. Do some quick shouts. So Anna, what do you get? We don't have any.
I'm gonna hop out.
See you, Tim.
Okay.
Thank you for everything.
You guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, and I'll talk to you soon.
See you, man.
Have a good one, man. See you.
Bye, Anna.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
See you, Tim. Yeah, so what do you got going on, Anna?
I have a cool new post. It's not public for everybody yet. Okay. It will be in a few days. It's the first look at the new generation terrain, full resolution, full edit, and stuff, isometric and top down. So it's super. That is, it's the new. It's an area of the Eastern Shield Lands. Eastern Furundi. So I just wanted to show everybody what they can expect in coming up, so to speak. So it's not finished maps, but it's the finished terrain for an area. So then there will be map overlays, labels, and grids and stuff like that. That was not in this one. So that's coming for the next post. I will start talking about symbols and stuff, because once you start doing super detailed, it needs to be, you need to add more symbols and stuff. So this is porta potty scale, and top down and isometric. I'm very, very happy with the isometric porta potty scale. They look super cool. They look like it's concept drawings, so to speak. Really, really detailed. So
Very super cool. That's
Yep.
fantastic. What did I miss in the meeting Thursday night, by the way?
Oh, nothing more than we just we told where we were in our respective stuff. So
okay,
yeah,
so
not that much.
I gotta get with that. I gotta get on that, and I'll send Luke some updates.
Yep.
Awesome. Yep. Okay, and so we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do on Wednesday. I'll reach out to some people. We may go back to cities if Gary Julian's available. I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
See, maybe we'll do cities because we skipped that for a week. And then I'll have a game Thursday and Saturday morning, probably this week. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, so going back to this one more time. First winner, you can take the $50 gift certificate if you don't want either of these, by the way, for the first winner. And we're going to do a 50. We're going to do, you get your choice of this bundle, the World of Air Codex expansion bundle. If you're in the US, it's full books, printed and PDF. If you're out of the US, it's going to be PDF. All right. And then, or the Advanced Adventures bundle. Okay, they're your options. And then a $50 gift certificate is the second option. So, yep. And then 2 $10 gift certificates as well. Okay. And I appreciate you all. Thank you. I'm going to rate into, because Erin's the only one on, and I've rated into her a couple times already. I'm going to rate into a newer channel. I've already picked one. And if it's a mistake, so be it. But I'm going to rate into it on a channel playing D&D. And it says here in their listing, it says newbie. So yeah. Okay. So who knows how long they've been playing? And yeah. So I'm going to rate into Mac and Cheesies. I'll just see. Why not? I've been searching. I'll
Mac and Cheesies.
Yeah, Mac and
Is it D&D? Yep.
Yeah, it's D&D channel. So hey, and they got like 190 followers. So why not give it a shot here? Just see if they're receptive or not. So all right, here we go here. Do that. See who wins tonight. Then we'll do the raid. Please sit tight for that. Cloud bots. I hate the way they change. They always change. They're always trying to change stuff around at Streamlabs, and half the time I can't find the crap. Closing. All righty, here we go. Winner tonight is X Manny. And then Enoch Pratt. Tim, you get, so one of you gets the compilation. One of you gets the $50 gift certificate. 10's Mech Boy. And Rob Phantom NJ. Okay. There you go. So Xmanny, it's on you. It's Xmanny in chat. Yep. You tell me, Xmanny, which of them do you want? And if you don't, then Enoch will get that. Yes, you got a 10 there. Let me see. And if they don't come on, then I will. If they're lurking, so let me see. Either of them have been in chat recently. Ready. Yep. I will reach out to them, and then if for some reason they don't reach out to me, then I'll throw it back in for Wednesday night. So, all right. Yep. All right. Anna, thanks. Fun show.
Oh, thank you. This was it was good. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hope that people liked it. Yep.
Enoch, you're on. Which do you want? Do you want? You're on. Do you want the compilation for Amazing Adventures, the compilation for the codexes, or the $50 gift certificate?
Yep.
You tell me, Enoch. Okay, you got it. So, all right.
Yep. Tack så mycket, Dalwitz. He's saying good night to me in
that's
Swedish.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is
awesome. It's awesome.
Codex. Yep. Okay, good. Yes, a compilation of Codex. I will get. I will connect you. You with Chuck. Get that going, so that he can give you the the code and all order. Boom. So all right. So Xmanny, you get the $50 gift certificate, and then everyone else gets the 10s. All right, Anna. See you Wednesday night. We'll get that all working. I turned the light off early there. Sorry. All right. Thank you all. See you. Woo. All right. Let's see if this raid works. I'm interested to see their response. We'll find out. righty. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you Wednesday night.